This fence violates HOA Code 19A. Remove it in 48 hours. Susan taps her clipboard. Tom crosses his arms. It's on my property. City approved. Susan's lips curl. HOA overrides city permits. Should have filed Form 12C. Tom whips out his phone. Say that again. For the record. Derek steps forward. Structural non-compliance. Enforcement required. Tom sizes up his fake badge. That come with a toy handcuffs too? The sun hung low over Maple Grove, casting golden streaks across manicured lawns and whispering oaks. It was the kind of Sunday morning that made Tom Herron, a 68-year-old retired firefighter and Vietnam vet, cherish his quiet corner of the world. Clad in faded jeans and a worn Navy cap, he knelt in his front yard, sanding the edges of the white picket fence he'd built with his grandkids over the summer. For Tom, the fence wasn't just wood, it was memory of burning jungles, firehouse alarms, and hospital bedsides where he held his wife's hand as she slipped away from cancer. It was pride and permanence. It whispered, "This is mine. This is peace." But peace was fragile on Maple Grove, especially under the iron grip of Susan Wheeler, the HOA president. In pastel blazers, sharp as glass and heels that click like gavels, Susan patrolled the neighborhood like a suburban warden. Neighbors called her the General, though only behind closed doors. That morning she stood at the edge of Tom's lawn, her eyes narrowing at the fence like it was graffiti on the Lincoln Memorial. "Mr. Herron," she snapped, voice brittle as cold steel, "this structure violates HOA Code 19A. Unauthorized boundary alterations. You have 48 hours to remove it." Tom looked up, brow furrowed. "It's on my land, Susan. I've got the permit from City Hall." She didn't blink. Instead, she shoved a manila folder at him like serving a warrant. "HOA bylaws supersede city permits. You failed to file Form G12 for pre-approved structural design review." Tom wiped sweat from his brow. "I built it with my grandkids." Susan's expression barely twitched. "Then you should have read the rules before involving children in a violation." Before Tom could speak, a black sedan pulled up, its sides smeared with cheap decals reading Maple Grove Community Enforcement. Out stepped Derek Voss, a barrel-chested man in tactical gear and mirrored sunglasses. Less officer, more wannabe Rambo. "No badge?" Tom asked. Derek pulled out a plastic card laminated in what looked like Scotch tape. "Certified Community Enforcer," it read, likely printed at a strip mall Kinko's. "Structural non-compliance," Derek barked, pacing the perimeter. "Perimeter irregular. Escalation advised." Tom's jaw set. "You got jurisdiction? Or are you just playing dress-up?" Derek's mirrored shades didn't even flicker. "This area is under administrative control." Tom pulled out his phone. "Say that again. For the record." Susan stood smugly by her hybrid SUV. "Don't make this harder than it has to be, Tom." The video went viral. TikTok, Reddit, Facebook, titled Maple Grove's Fence Nazis. Comments poured in, but for Tom, it wasn't entertainment. It was war. That night, he sat on his porch, staring at the fence, moonlight slanting across the boards like prison bars. His hands trembled. He'd fought flames and insurgents. But this was an attack on his dignity. By Monday, his mailbox overflowed with violations, improper garden gnome placement, wind chimes, non-standard acoustic frequency. Susan was flexing her power. At the HOA meeting, under harsh fluorescent lights of the local library, Susan stood at the podium, a poster beside her with a blown-up screenshot of the viral video. It was captioned, "Disruptive Homeowner." She called Tom a safety concern, a rabble-rouser. When he tried to speak, the microphone cut off. Later that night, Tom saw Derek cruising the neighborhood, slowly, his sedan crawling past Tom's sidewalk at midnight. There hadn't been a break-in on Maple Grove in 5 years, but Tom wasn't alone. He found a folded note in his mailbox. She fined us for a swing set. We're with you. Then Ellen knocked, a frail widow who rarely left her house. I thought you should see this, she whispered, handing him a printout from a private Facebook group called Guardians of Suburban Values. It was Susan's page, a digital surveillance hub. Photos of kids' toys, garden decor, flags, bumper stickers, each marked non-compliant. Tom's fence was dead center, a red circle and the caption, "This veteran thinks service exempts him. He is wrong, hold the line." Another post weeks earlier, "Military types think the rules don't apply to them." That was the moment something shifted in Tom. It wasn't just about the fence. He knocked on doors. One by one, neighbors told their stories. Christmas lights banned, service dogs questioned, barbecues cited as public nuisances. Fear hung over the cul-de-sac like fog. Susan's power came from proxy votes, 70 of them, collected through intimidation or apathy. Untouchable. Tom contacted a zoning lawyer. Within days, they uncovered a bombshell. Susan's prized Liberty Gate, a towering red, white, and blue arch at the community entrance, sat directly over a federal stormwater easement. Her permit? Fake. The notary stamp? Bought on Etsy. Tom called HUD. "Send us everything," the rep said. "We're opening an investigation." Quietly. But Tom didn't stay quiet. He called Mike Dawson, a local TV anchor known for exposing small-town corruption. "Thursday," Mike said. "We go live." Tom's living room turned into a war room. Letters, screenshots, testimonies stacked like sandbags. A signal group formed, True Maple Voices. Within days, 30 neighbors joined. Stories poured in. A mother fined for putting out Halloween decorations too early. A retiree forced to repaint her home after flying a rainbow flag. Then Greg and Lisa Monroe came forward, once Susan's loyalists. "We were scared," Greg confessed, handing Tom a flash drive. "These are recordings, emails." She threatened the board. Thursday arrived hot and stormy. Clouds churned like smoke on the horizon. Mike's news van parked in front of Tom's house. Cameras mounted, neighbors gathered. Susan, clad in pearls and pink, posted an emergency HOA bulletin. She called Tom an instigator, urged residents to defend community values. But she underestimated the crowd. Mike's segment began. Tom stood firm beside his fence, voice calm, words sharp. He exposed Derek's fake credentials, played audio of Susan's threats, showed the forged permits. Then the camera cut to the neighbors, holding signs that read, "HOA not equal to law, and this is our home too." Susan stormed onto the scene. "This man is attacking our community," she screeched. Mike didn't blink. "The evidence speaks." Then a white van pulled up. 4 federal agents emerged, one brandishing satellite images. "Susan Wheeler," he said, "your structure violates federal land usage regulations. Your permits are forgeries." Her eyes went wide. "Wait, this is a mistake. I didn't know." They ignored her. One agent produced bolt cutters. The sound of steel snapping rang through the neighborhood like a bell. Susan lunged forward. "Stop! That's HOA property." "No, ma'am," the agent said. "It's federal land." Her face drained of color. She stumbled back, caught her heel on a lawn gnome, and crashed to the grass. A dark stain bloomed across her khakis. Gasps. "Turn off that camera," she shrieked, scrambling up, then slipped again, shrieking louder as her pearl necklace snapped. Beads scattering like hailstones. The crowd erupted, clapping, cheering, chanting, "Tear it down!" Tom didn't smile. He just nodded, watching as agents dismantled the monument piece by piece. By dusk, the Liberty Gate was gone, carted away in a flatbed truck. Online, the meltdown went nuclear. HOA Susan's Live Disaster hit 25 million views by midnight. The top comment read, "This is why you don't mess with veterans." On Monday, the HOA meeting was standing room only. Susan didn't show. Her presidency terminated. Derek banned from community operations. His contract shredded. An emergency audit revealed embezzled funds, fake invoices, and thousands wasted on compliance patrols. Neighbors brought Tom fresh-baked cookies, thank you notes, and hugs. Ellen cried and hugged him twice. A week later, in the newly replanted community garden, the Lopez family and Ellen built a shared fence, this time painted by children with flowers, stars, and a banner that read, "Our home, our rules, our unity." Tom stood by it one morning, coffee in hand, watching chalk rainbows blossom across the sidewalk. A little girl skipped past him, holding a flag. He didn't speak. He didn't have to. The neighborhood did. If this story moved, you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful true stories. Your support allows us to keep delivering valuable insights and stories that inform and inspire people everywhere. Thank you for watching Work Story, and see you in the next one.